In the time of superheroes, hope is the thing that we need in this world. Hope is the thing that ties us together. With so much going on, the world being destroyed, hope in a superhero is exactly what people would need. Someone to call on, someone to rely on, someone that we can know, that we can trust, someone that we can look up to in the sky, know that they're there, and know that they'll do anything in their power to protect us. But, as I said once before, I have to repeat myself. There comes a time where even gods must die. There also comes a time where we must learn that we have to sacrifice a loved one. There comes a time where there's tragedy even in all those that we hold hope. Yes, my friends, it is time to return to an old friend that we haven't seen in quite some time. So welcome to my Season 3 review of Greetings Geeks and Nerds and Muggins and Nibbles and Mighty Nerdy, and today we're taking a look at Superman and Lois Season 3. Now if you recall, and I will pin them in the comments down below where you can watch both of those reviews, you'll recall when I shut out Season 1 I said, was okay, was nothing special, it was alright for the most part. And then Season 2 I said it was kinda gotten better, but still, not in a good category. Season 3 is by far my favorite season of Superman and Lois, and that says an awful lot. Season 3 and 4, in my opinion, are the best seasons ever. We'll get to Season 4 next year. However, we need to talk about this great and all-time ultimate season that we have in store for us. So, let's talk about Superman and Lois Season 3. So I travel back to Smallville, Kansas, and see just what Season 3 had in store for us. And I know that when I did review, I couldn't talk about why I liked Tyler Hoechlin as Superman. We're going to talk about that here, because Season 2 made me like him just a small bit, but Season 3 is where I really looked at him and said, that is my Superman. So we'll get more into that in just a bit. So for now, let's go back to Smallville, Kansas and adventure more with Superman and Lois. So, let's get into this. After the events of Season 2, mostly everybody knows who Superman is, and he makes some people's lives all the more complicated now that they know his secret and now that they know who he is. But as we see, Superman and Lois have been living a pretty good life. They've been together, they've been having more time together, and Superman trying to do his best to be both a good husband and father. Especially with doing his best on training Jordan to be the next hero that people can basically look after. He's training him to be the next, well, you might as well say, Superboy. And Lois reveals to Clark that she might be pregnant. And Clark does ask the stupid question, how, even though it's pretty obvious, Clarkers. As Superman's noticing something weird about his old arch nemesis, how they keep showing up, and especially how they're supposed to be on death row and supposed to be dead. But Lois learns something even worse that she has that no unseen force could have basically have foreseen. She thinks that she's pregnant, but she's not. And there's also a new villain in town, which we'll talk more about her in just a bit, who's also causing trouble and who brings up something from Clark's and Lois's past. As Superman finds out that longtime nemesis Bruno Mannheim actually was behind a large crime, which unfortunately for Lois and Clark, they accuse Lex Luthor. Wrongfully arresting Lex, Bruno Mannheim managed to rise to power and managed to get everything that his hopes and dreams were acquired of behind everyone's back. Also, you remember when I said that Lois was pregnant and then she found out that it's not, that it's something even worse? Well, I'll let Lois explain what she's going through.
I just found out I have cancer. And it's aggressive.
Yes, that's right. Lois finds out that she has inflammatory breast cancer, and she is at risk to possibly losing her breast. And Lois is doing her best to try to cope with what she could lose, what she has, and unfortunately, what she might have to experience during this process. And that's when Lois finds out a secret about Bruno Mannheim. His wife also has cancer, and he's been treating her, and unfortunately his cure gives her superpowers. But Tyler Hogan became my favorite Superman in this series for trying to do one thing he knows he can't do, and that's fight cancer. But as I said before, Bruno Mannheim's wife, Pia, actually has superpowers, and she's transformed into a Kevin Smith villain from his Green Arrow one, Onomatopoeia. But to go back to Tyler Hogan, the moment when he's trying to understand this strange disease, this disease he knows that he can't fight, made it perfect. Because for Clark, for the past years, he's been a symbol of hope. He's been a hero. He's been able to protect people from everything and anything that stands in his way. And the moment where his wife has cancer, to the point where he tries to understand and comprehend everything that's happening just to save her, made him Superman. As for Clark, Lois is the woman that he loves, the woman that he'd do anything for, and that means sacrificing hell and earth just for her. And when evil villain Lex Luthor escapes from prison after he is released, he finds Bizarro, and in which he has a secret plan hidden for this Bizarro creature. As Lex tortures the creature in every which way imaginable because he believes that there is something hidden in the creature that not even Bizarro understands just yet. As Luthor transformed Bizarro, strangely enough, into Doomsday, creating the ultimate killer machine that will eventually rid the world of the Man of Steel.
Satan's asshole.
I couldn't really show the full clip because I'm afraid of YouTube coming in here, plus also it was insanely strange. But, yes indeed, wasn't Satan's asshole. It's bizarre, pun intended, that Bizarro would change into Doomsday, the ultimate killing weapon. I don't know who thought that was a great idea, but while I admit it's a unique concept, no one ever done it before, I still have to admit that you have great characters in this. Bruno Mannheim's backstory, which is wonderful, especially how he rose to his criminal empire, especially for playing it even with basically trying to care for people that have cancer. Very well. Especially Lois going through, her inflammatory breast cancer. And yes, in case you're wondering, she does actually lose her breast in the series, just a spoiler. And it's also very sad. At the moment when Lois said that, I actually, and my eyes started to swell up. I don't remember if I cried or not, but even when using the clip, I was behind the camera going, don't you do it. Don't you let them hear. Don't you let them know that you have cried when this woman has said those words. And also, just to let people know, I did have an aunt that had inflammatory breast cancer, and yes, she did lose a breast, and no, she didn't survive. She passed away from it. Almost I'm pretty sure 20 years ago by this point, or 21 years ago, something like that. So, yeah. It was very, very one of those, one of those things that happens, man. So, yeah. But, and also Tyler Hogan was great too. Some of the other characters, just like drama and other crap, so you don't really care about that. But then, and then also Lex Luthor's introduction, which was brilliant, because in the distance, you had an oncoming storm, and it's like, ooh, I'm excited to see what else that you're going to do. And then the series goes, we've been doing good. We've had a great character, we have great characters, we had a terrific story, we had such great reveals. We need something stupid to get the audience talking. Because whenever that you reveal something that's kind of stupid, you get the internet's attention, and then everybody just goes apeshit crazy. I got it! We'll turn Bizarro into Doomsday, and I kind of wish I owned Futurama just so I could use the "that didn't phrase it further questions" quote. It just boggles the mind on why you would decide to turn one Superman villain into another Superman villain. Why would you do this? Who thought this was a good idea? What in the world did you think? I have 1,000 questions, but I know that nobody will be able to answer them. It just boggles the mind at this really stupid decision. But if you're willing to look past that and willing to just accept it for what it is, Doomsday's introduction is the stuff of legends. As a moment like Luthor and Doomsday showed up to the Kent farm, that's when Superman realized that his death was coming, and he knew it came for him. As a Man of Steel would have to use everything in his power to stop Doomsday, especially keeping him from hurting other people in Metropolis, something that he knows will be impossible. And in order to do so, Superman takes Doomsday to the moon, where they have the most epic fight, followed by the most epic of all epic cliffhangers. So, do I recommend Superman and Lois Season 3? Yes, it is my favorite season by far. It had probably the best story, the greatest characters, great reveals, and especially a Superman that really was sympathetic. A lot of people complained that Superman had the godlike complex. This was a series that brought him down to the human level and made you understand him, especially to the point where he was trying to help the woman that he loves survive this terrible disease, which he knows he cannot cure, even to the point where John and Jordan go to the Fortress of Solitude to ask Superman's mother if they can cure cancer, and of course Kryptonians cannot, as it is a deadly disease that will always have to be battled with, which is unfortunate, as sometimes the battle can sometimes end with loss. So, Superman Season 3 is by far my favorite season in the world, and we will get to Season 4 sometime next year, as I have to move on to Christmas content very soon. But, with all that being said and done, Superman and Lois Season 3 is by far my favorite season, so you can avoid the other seasons too if you want to, and just move on to Season 3, as it is, in my opinion, the best of the best. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon to be notified every single time I can upload, and join me at Twitter with the link in the description down below. And also check out my Season 1 and Season 2 reviews of Superman and Lois in the comments down below. So, and also let me know, who is your favorite character from Superman and Lois? Just in general, is it like Bruno Mannheim, Lex Luthor, Superman, Lois, Jordan, John, Sarah? Who is your favorite character? And let me know in the comments down below. And yes, stay tuned for when we review Season 4 sometime next year. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be using your voice. Have what nerdy speaking on. And until next time, guys, and as always, take care and see you soon.